Tonight we celebrate 61 years of Israel. On this occasion, we decided to find out what our community likes most about Israel, its citizens, foods, and sights.
When I think of Israel, I think of a place where every Jew can go and be accepted, even me.
Israel is the fulfillment of a dream.
It's the Holy Land.
What do I think of when I think of Israel? I think of unity. I think of, how important it is for us to have a Jewish state that we could go to, for security or for really I like walking around and knowing that everybody that I walk around is, Jewish and is happy to be Jewish and is proud no matter how religious they are, and everybody just comes together.
In the field, we have reporter David Clemens. David, what's the latest?
Thank you, Karen. I'm here with Lily Rosenblatt, who would just like to make one more wish before her flight to Israel. Lily?
Please don't seat me next to that crying baby.
What's the first thing you would like to do when you land?
When I first put my foot down in Israel, I want to actually, kiss the floor. You know how those stories about those rabbis who come and they kiss the floor because it's the first time they've ever been there? So I think I did that the first time I was there a long, long time ago.
What is the first thing that I want to do when I set my foot down in Israel? I would have to go with setting the other foot down because I can't stand on one leg for very long. I get really tired.
Kiss the floor.
Thank you, David. We all know there are some amazing places to visit in Israel. After extensive research, here are some of the answers we got.
Yerushalayim has a smorgasbord of Torah. It's like the greatest wedding you could possibly go to. The wedding between Bnei Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
When I fly to Israel, I'm thinking about the one thing that every Jew longs for in Yerushalayim. That one place where any Jew in the world can go and get a good hamburger, Burger King. It's got to be Burger King on Ben Yehuda Street. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yerushalayim is the jewel of Israel.
I go to places that don't have internet. I like the Blind Museum.
Let's go back to David in the field, who's checking out the food situation.
Everybody loves Israeli food. What's your favorite?
Well, I would eat mostly anything except for red meat, but I know my family would go to Burger King for every meal, every single day we're in Israel.
Israeli food is 10 times better.
When I first put my foot down in Israel, I think of eating a nice, juicy Burger King with ketchup on the top.
My favorite food is crumbo.
Ice cream, pizza, falafel, and candy.
I love crambos.
Good candy.
My most favorite thing about Israel is probably the candy that we get to buy at the shooks. That's the best.
The candy.
So we all know some of your most favorite parts about visiting Israel. Could there possibly be a least favorite part about being there?
The thing about Israel is how when I try to speak Hebrew to a store owner, and I say Ani rotza eta, and I say something, they respond to me in English. And as much as I try to speak in Hebrew, they always respond in English. Maybe they're impatient or they just don't want to hear my bad Hebrew, but it's really annoying. And I just want to practice my Hebrew too.
I don't like the stick shift thing.
What is my least favorite thing about Israel? That would have to be leaving.
Thank you, David. We all know that Israeli charm is like nothing other. This is how a few Hollywooders describe Israelis.
A nice person, a warm person, a kind person.
When I think of a person that lives in Israel, I feel a little bit of jealousy, where I wish I could switch places with them and just understand how it is to live in Israel and have the opportunity to be there.
Excuse me, we just received another update. David, what do you have?
Well, Karen, we all know how important the tzahal is in Israeli society. But what do we in Hollywood think about it?
If I could stand in front of the whole Israeli army, I would tell them that they are doing a great job and that without them, our country would be nothing. And that it's just amazing. They're protecting us and they do.
You're doing an unbelievable job and you're an inspiration to everybody, all Jews around the world.
Thank you for protecting Israel.
Don't be afraid to go into places and stay strong.
And what would you, an American, do for Israel?
Join the army.
I'd like to fly the Jews of the Galut to Israel, bring them back home.
That's all I got here. Back to you, Karen.
Thank you, David. This concludes our report. Live from the Beit, this is Karen Marks. Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach. I love Israel! You guys are amazing!
השלג שלך והמטר שלי, הוואדי שלך והנהר שלי, נפגשים סוף סוף בחוף ישראלי, עם כל החלומות והגעגועים, עם כל הזיכרונות הטובים והרעים, ושיר חדש ישן שמע